Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. So over the past 5 years, I've been working on building a digital first legal practice that in my mind is critical to addressing some of the challenges the legal profession will need to address and face over the next 5 to 10 years. And in this video, I'm going to go over what I call the thriving solo lawyer model, which is the model that I believe has really a lot of potential in building out a legal practice that's really aligned with my wellness. And I'm sharing this model in the hopes that you can think about, develop, tailor the model to your own practices so that you too can build out a legal career that's really aligned with your priorities and your wellness. And in a previous video over here, you can watch how I started this journey, namely the 5 challenges that were critical to starting the journey. And over here, you can see a video where I talked about the 5 knowledges that I see as crucial to building out a future resilience strategy. And in this video, I'm going to conclude the series by talking about how to use the so-called 5 knowledges to build out and to inform the decisions you need to make to build out a thriving solo legal practice. So, without further ado, let me take you to the model. And the model can really be depicted as sort of like a Venn diagram. So, 3 circles with you as a thriving solo lawyer at the heart of the circle. Now, when you think about traditional solo legal practice, it's like trying to juggle these 3 elements all at the same time. It's not always easy, can sometimes be complicated, if downright impossible. Um, and this is in part a result of lawyers really being taught how to be lawyers, but not really how to run a business. And this thriving solo lawyer model is really about reframing and reshaping things so that you start to develop the competencies you need to build to become both a business owner as well as a competent legal professional. So the first part of the legal practice, and if you think about it, it's sort of like a three-legged stool. And the first leg of the stool is what we call the practice blueprint. And the practice blueprint is really your unique operating model for your success. And it's about thinking of your law firm or your strategy as having a sort of GPS. And your practice blueprint is the GPS. So it's about identifying what your personal priorities are, what your personal values are, what the type of clients you like, and then using that to inform the decisions you need to make when building out your practice. And you can use your practice blueprint as sort of your foundation to identifying how best you work, what type of files you want to take on, and what does your practice look like? Is it going to be a virtual practice? Is it going to be a hybrid practice, or is it frankly going to be an in-office practice? So those are decisions which you can make at your time. We then talk about optimized workflows. And your optimized workflows is in essence, what are the things you're going to be doing to deliver value to clients? So that's everything from your marketing processes, your sales processes, how you're actually performing the work, and then what happens after you finish delivering services, right? So that's all inside your optimized workflows. And inside your optimized workflow section, you're really thinking about what are the systems that you need to include in order to deliver value to clients as well as meet your professional responsibilities. And your goal here is to build and articulate repeatable processes that form what you would call the standardized operating procedure, SOPs. Once you have your SOPs, and again, keeping in mind that one of the knowledges you need to cultivate is knowing your processes, is you're then starting to integrate technology to optimize your workflows so you're running the workflows a little bit more effectively. Now with the optimized workflows, now that you've got your optimized workflows, you're going to focus on the last component, which is your happy client experience. And your happy client experience is, in essence, how you are going to be delivering value to clients and how are you going to ensure that they're going to come back to you. And your happy client experience is really how to make sure that your clients are happy and engaged at all levels of the process. So you can start off when you think about a happy client experience about how do they find you. And again, this is really touching on the knowing your client piece, your knowing your client knowledge, and the knowing your value you provide. What are the things you need to do to make a client happy? Is it going to be a virtual experience? Is it going to be an in-person experience? Is it going to be an experience where there's going to be a lot of touch points, a lot of emails, a lot of phone calls? What are the expectations your client has when it comes to meeting and speaking with you? And you can think about it in another way to think about it is how do you want clients to feel both before, during, and after you provide your services? And that experiential type of experiences, in my view, is something I really believe is going to be important over the next 5 to 10 years. And so those are three components: your practice blueprint. So what is your overall strategy to building out a successful practice? Your optimized workflows. What are the things you need to do to deliver value to clients? And lastly is what is your happy client experience? Okay, so those are the three components. Now, the magic happens when you combine the three components. And when you combine the three components, you're going to see that at the intersection of practice blueprint and optimized workflows is efficient systems. And for most modern businesses, a business is not a series of relationships. It's actually a well-oiled machine. And your optimized workflows is just part of that machine. And so by having your workflows that are aligned with your practice blueprint, you have efficient systems. Then the intersection between optimized workflows and happy client experience is client-centric processes. And a client-centric process is one which makes sure that or ensures that your client is at the heart of everything that you do. That is your client-centric process, and by having client-centric process, you're that much better equipped to ensure not only the clients are happy, but that they'll give referrals and that you can build out a more sustainable legal practice. And then the last but not least piece is the intersection between the happy client experience and the practice blueprint, which is where sustainable growth factors in. As a solo lawyer, you don't want exponential growth because you don't have the resources, the capacity. You want something that's sustainable. And so knowing what makes your clients happy and making sure that you're not getting too many clients is what sustainable growth means. And that's what sustainable growth means to you might be very different from somebody else. For some, it might be 4 or 5 clients a month. For others, it might be like 10 to 15 to 20 to even 100 clients a month. That's a decision which, again, you make. But the beauty of this model is that it's really tailored to who you are as the thriving lawyer. Again, the one that's in the middle. What makes you thrive? What makes you succeed? And this model is really focused on you. And again, it goes back to what I said earlier, knowing your values and knowing what makes you tick. Don't think that your practice has to be like everybody else's. The wonderful part about building a solo practice is that it can be aligned and attuned with who you are. So if you are on this journey, I highly recommend that you take the steps necessary to identify what is your practice blueprint, what are your optimized workflows, and what is your happy client experience. And that you use that knowledge to build out a practice that's really attuned to who you are as a lawyer and a business owner. I hope this Thriving Solo Lawyer model has been of helpful. As always, if you think this is a whole bunch of baloney, please let me know. I really am curious as to what people's thoughts are as I am on this journey to develop and refine my own thoughts on this model. And I really hope that if this does resonate with you, that you do subscribe, or you do give a like, or you do give a comment, because I'm going to be using this channel to share some more of my learning experiences with you as on my journey of over a decade now building out a legal practice that's aligned with your wellness. Until next time, I hope you're well, and I'll chat soon. Cheers.